I am a huge defender of this movie. I will never understand why its very few flaws somehow cancel out everything good about it. Meanwhile, the absolute atrocities that Mark Webb committed in TASM 2 get brushed aside just because Andrew is a likable guy and he's a good actor and his swinging looks cool. The laziest, most recycled, regurgitated take I hear about this movie is that Tom is Iron Boy Jr. and he relies on Tony too much. Now, I completely understand if your personal preferred version of Spider-Man is not attached to something like the MCU where he's involved with all these other heroes. But also, this was the first Spider-Man to be in the MCU. That was kind of the whole appeal, was that he interacted with other characters in the MCU, because he's in the MCU. Also, the whole Iron Boy Jr. thing kind of misses the entire point of the movie. Just admit that you were scrolling reels and weren't paying attention. 'Cause I don't know how it's physically possible to watch this movie and not instantly pick up on the arc that they were trying to tell. Peter spends a lot of the movie trying to become an Avenger because he's a 15-year-old kid and he's in a universe where superheroes are kind of a common thing, and becoming an Avenger is like the only way he thinks that he can become a real hero or prove himself. But by the end of the movie, he realizes that he doesn't need the fancy Stark suit to be a hero. He defeats Vulture and saves his life, by the way, in his homemade suit. And then he literally turns down Tony's Avengers offer. Also, people act like RDJ is the co-star of this movie. Meanwhile, he has like maybe 7 minutes of screen time. I also think the lower stakes work in this movie's favor. It's a lot more grounded. It's a lot more friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, which people act like we've never gotten with Tom's Spider-Man, but we have. It's this movie. I think a lot of people criticize this movie just because it's so different. Marvel skipped the traditional Uncle Ben origin story because we had already seen it twice in a span of 15 years. When this movie was announced, everyone was like, bro, we seriously have to watch Uncle Ben die for a third time? And so they decided to skip it. But fast forward to now, and everybody criticizes it for doing exactly that. But I think rebooting Spider-Man as this coming-of-age high school comedy movie was a very good decision. I think it was the right call. It carved out its own identity as a Spider-Man movie instead of trying to just imitate what came before. Not every Spider-Man story has to be identical. That's kind of the whole point in rebooting the character. There would be no reason to even have this debate if they were all the same.